Hello everyone, this is Steve Sun with Maxwell and Gauguin. To buy or to rent? This is a question that many people ask themselves often. Today, let's dive into this topic and analyze the pros and cons. Number one thing that comes into my mind is cost. The first thing to consider is the cost associated with this decision. Either you buy a house to live in or rent a place to stay. You're always constantly paying something to have a shelter. But the form of the payment makes a huge difference. Mortgage or rent? Mortgage costs stay the same while rents are at the mercy of your landlord. If you choose a fixed-rate mortgage on the home purchase, your mortgage payment can never change. On the other hand, your rent is almost certain to rise every year unless you're lucky to be in a rent-controlled location. Since the mortgage payment is the majority of the buyer's housing payment, this gives the homeowners a lot of financial stability. While homeowners do have property taxes that they need to take care of, and property taxes can rise as the home appreciates, while renters do not, you still enjoy the home appreciation, which means you have more equity or hidden cash under the house that you sit in. Also, this fee is tax deductible, which we will dive deep in a little bit. Number two is leverage. A lot of people understand that buying stocks is an investment, but there is a significant risk in that. Plus, you don't really get any leverage out of buying stocks, unless you buy a mutual fund or index or something, but still it's not really leveraged. For example, if you spend $100,000 to purchase some stocks, you only get those some $100,000 worth of stocks at that particular point of time on the stock market. However, when it comes to home purchase, you could spend $100,000 just as a down payment. Let's say it's 20% of the home price, while borrowing $500,000 from the lenders. Either it could be a federal bank, a credit union, or a mortgage broker. That means you could buy up to $600,000 worth of home. This is called leverage. While you might ask, why do lenders agree to lend me the money? Because they don't worry about that you are taking the money and run away. They ask you to use the home that you are about to purchase as the collateral. The home is a piece of real estate. The reason they call it real estate different from personal properties is that they are fixed on the earth. You could run away, but you cannot run away with the house, right? So the lenders feel very safe and secure to lend you the money that you need to purchase the house. Another thing to note is that when the home appreciates, it's the entire $600,000 worth of home that is appreciating, not just your $100,000 down payment. This is in significant contrast with stocks. When you buy $100,000 of stocks, it's only your $100,000 worth of stocks that are either appreciating or depreciating. This is called leverage. So buying a home brings you a lot of tangible benefits in addition to living in the physical building that you actually own. Number three is tax benefits. We talked a little bit about it in the first point, which is a cost. Then let's dive deep into tax benefits. This is a huge part or a very important aspect that a lot of renters don't really see, or they might choose to ignore. I bet once they know this, they might become very motivated buyers immediately. That is, homeowners are allowed to deduct mortgage interest and property taxes when they file tax returns each year. Now, a little bit disclaimer here, I'm not a CPA or tax professionals. For details, you might want to talk to them, but the general idea is here. Let's try to understand this concept more clearly by using an example. Say, if you buy a home worth of $500,000 with 20% down payment. You can pull up a mortgage calculator online. Just type in Google mortgage calculator. Use any one that you could find online. Put these two numbers in, $500,000 as the purchase price, 20% as down. You can see your monthly payment will be around $2,500 US dollars. With the current interest rate of 4.6 for a 30-year fixed mortgage program, you're about to pay $2,500 as your monthly payment, as your housing expense, which means this includes PITI, which stands for principal, interest, taxes, and insurance. In this monthly payment, a good portion of the interest and property taxes you paid each month could actually be deducted when you file your tax return the following year. What does that mean? That means a huge, significant saving for homeowners. Actually, when you consider this, in a lot of areas, this makes buying a lot cheaper than renting. Just think about that. How mind-blowing is that? Fourth, it's actually buying a home is kind of forcing you to save money and to be more financially responsible. Every time when a homeowner makes a payment to the mortgage, a good portion of the payment goes to reduce the loan amount. At the very beginning, it might be like a quarter of it or even less than that. But over time, and each time when the loan amount is reduced, what does that mean? That means the homeowner's equity in the house is increased, goes up. Over time, the portion of the payment that goes to principal increases while the part for interest decreases, which ends up in accelerated equity buildup in your home. This payment is mandatory. When you sign the trust deed, it's all clearly documented in the paperwork. Otherwise, your lender will take your house away from you if you don't make the monthly mortgage payment. So looking at this from a different perspective, what does that mean? That means it's like forced saving. You are obligated to invest into your own home, and it's benefiting you as the homeowner. In comparison, all of the money that renters pay all go to the landlord, leaving the renters with nothing in the end. Well, of course, there are a lot of other advantages of renting as well. For example, one thing that I could think of is rent is cheaper in some areas than a mortgage payment. Number two, renting doesn't require a heavy down payment, which is usually the most difficult thing that a lot of renters can be faced with, is the down payment, like 100,000, 200,000, especially in Silicon Valley. Not everybody could have save enough years to have that amount of down payment. And also, you can enjoy the freedom to move at any time. You just quit the lease or just resign the lease if it's resignable. But at the end of the day, it's all up to you to make a sound, informed, educated financial decision. I hope you like this video. If you do, please give us a thumbs up. That means a lot to us. And don't forget to hit the subscribe button below. Thank you. I'll see you guys next time.